Hello everybody, my name is Farmer Phil, and in today's video there is no mucking about. We are in the demo 5S.135 that we got off Johnston's Farm Equipment in Longford. They also, when they sent the tractor, they sent us this Hustler soft hand LM100, which has a self-leveling bar, not leveling bar, separating bar. So instead of when you separate your tongs, you always end one that will flap and it will flap side to side. This opens both equally all the time. So we are loading. Liv just brought me up some tea and the camera because I didn't have the camera. And tell you one thing for nothing, it's been a hectic day. I've been away baling all day and I literally just got back to the yard. A load of bales ready to go, and I literally just jumped up in the tractor, brought the load, and I'm back now for my second load of bales this evening. We're going to get this load loaded, put the time-lapse footage down, and we'll pick it up again in daylight tomorrow. But just wanted to kind of show you, you know, we're straight into it. Just have one side of the trailer loaded up now. Just have to get used to pushing the right buttons. So yeah, we stick her down on time lapse and we get this trailer loaded. And that is the trailer loaded, so strapped down. Father Phil is bringing it on. I'm going to, it's 30-ish bales, I can't remember exactly what was in it, that we made over and above that we're just going to stack into a yard on the out farm that we're on, and just have them put in out of the way. I just have to be done tomorrow, so that's what I'm going to do. Just go and drop this bale here because this one is for going, not for not. It's a different field we're moving, so yeah. We'll go stack them and we'll call it quits then. Pick it up again in the morning. We'll be on. Great lights at night. So we're stacking away here. The concentration. It's quite nice how it doesn't flip side to side. It does have a little bit of play in it. Let's flip it over there. So you can see underneath that U-band there is a little bit of play in it. So it's on two like little slots, so it'll give a little bit. So it's actually quite nice to use. You know, you don't end up pushing one with the least resistance out of the way. They open evenly, so you always end up with the one you want to actually open out, just to open out enough and then just slide back. So yeah, I think I have about 5 more bales to put in and we're done then. And that's all the bales stacked for today. We'll be back to the yard and we will pick it up again in the morning when we start loading the last. We've 4 load gone, another 6 more to go, and yeah, that'll be all the bales shifted. And it is the next morning. It's early. What time is it? 8 o'clock. I suppose it's early to some people. Up since 7, just getting the 7618 ready to go. So it's on the loader. Father Phil is just driving out. So we're going to get our first load of bales loaded up of today. Once I get him loaded, then I have to go pick up the George's trailer, the Brochan bale trailer, and have it loaded for delivering. So we're just doing the maths there, and we have 11 load. There's 18 bales. I thought we'd get 22 on the trailer. There's only 18 bales on the trailer, so it's 11 load. We'll have 4 load done, so that's another 7 loads we brought today. We'll be on up to the field. We get loading. We have young Troy coming to us to help gather bales, so that's what was happening yesterday. He was stacked the bales into them lines ready for loading. We need him to move up the bales from the sunny field up to the yard because we can't get down there to load them down there because the fields coming out of there are far too wet to try and get a load of bales out. 42 bales there have to be brought up. 1 or 2 at a time depending on how we can travel. Yesterday was the first day. I think everyone else had a bit of a run on the 5S. So I was baling all day yesterday. I think Lee had to go loading bales and grain, and Father Phil got to drive it. I might have loaded some grain with it, and Troy was driving it too. So everyone got a bit of a run on it yesterday. And I just finished up then loading up one trailer load, and brought in them bales last night. So it's time to hopefully get all these other bales finished up today, and then we'll have a load of straw to get, which we might do Monday morning before we leave back the tractor. Just kind of finishing up all the load of work as the 6480. I'm waiting patiently for the 3690 to get done. Nearly there. Seal is back, new seal is put in, and she's full of back end oil again, checking for leaks. They're just redoing the pipes on the back for the spools, as I have little short pipes from the spool block, or the little splices that come out to the coupling. The coupling isn't back, straight on the back of the block. There's a little pipe to bring it out, so it's easier to put on equipment. Hopefully we'll get that going soon. We'll get 6480 in and get it sorted. We're just waiting to get one out to get one in, and it doesn't help then that we're just having a bit of a bad run at the minute with different things breaking down and tyres going flat, and yeah, just last 2 weeks now hasn't been over hectic with just one thing after another, and we just keep touching wood that hopefully it comes to an end sooner rather than later. But anyways, we're gonna go Eoghan and get some bales loaded. So we're just getting a right bit of rain here at the minute, so I'm going to start moving bales down from the other field out to here for easiness of loading. So open up gates and stuff and just get them down here. Just saves a bit of time and hassle trying to get up here. There's 20 bales, so if I bring 2 at a time, it's not going to take me too long to do it. So yeah, that's where we're at now. We are flying away here. Try and square you up a little bit. We're collecting these bales in this inside field here. Go to the furthest point, because then when you get to the last ones it feels like, oh, this is a short run, instead of having the long run when we get to the last ones. Spin around, we'll put one on the back first to counteract the weight on the front. You can, you're not looking backwards, but it's just drop the bale handler, slide it in, pick the bale, lift, forward, bale is loaded. So ready to pick up a front one. We'll pick up a front one up at the top end of the field. It's just a back one that rarely ever fall off from you, but a front one can fall off. So the least amount of distance you have to travel with it, the better. Centered, down on it. Squeeze the bejesus over. Squeeze the bejesus over again, and flip it up, and over, and down, and give it another squeeze, just to make sure you have her well tight. Great hydraulic pressure on this loader. Just putting up a great squeeze, but the bales aren't giving much now. There's a good bit of packing in the bales. I'd like to think anyways, they're not. She's not pushing into them that well, or pushing into them that much. But she has great hydraulic power. So we have the soft ride on, so as we drive across between field to field, it just takes a lot of the bouncing out of the loader, so that we don't end up, because the more you shake that loader with the bale on, the more likely that bale is going to slip and fall out. And if it does go to slip and fall out, it's 9 times out of 10 it'll probably give it a little tear, which you do not want. So the field is a bit rough to get across, so drive on through, get out here, it's much smoother, pick up the speed. It's a very comfortable tractor. And we're travelling here in 4B, 24 kilometers an hour across the field there, you know, and we're going cross grain. That's the zone mode going that way, we're going cross grain. It's not smooth enough field, bombing along. Like, great cab suspension, front suspension on the tractor, very, very comfortable. I have to give it is very comfortable. It's one of the most comfortable tractors I've ever been in. Like, you know, you're getting to near fast track kind of comfort. So we're leaving our bales in lines for loading, leaving them over next to gap, because that way it just saves us that little bit of time and tracking of the field. We're not leaving any marks on the field, but you can see where the last load after the rain come down, so we'll just load them near the gate and it should be grand. So we do the same with the back, so we let it down, we have a little cord here, we pull, we lift, we stay in reverse, give the bale a little shunt backwards and drive off. And you have to drive off, you don't just like lurch it forward, you have to drive off, because otherwise when on the back it's on like a little pivot, and if you are too tight to the bale, when that pivot swings back up, it can catch the bale, so you just drive off. Do this another maybe 8 times and we should have all the bales moved. So yeah, it's not too bad. I would love a double bale handler. My options were, when I was in Johnston's picking up the tractor, we needed a grain bucket, so we don't have a grain bucket. Our old grain bucket for a tractor loader just folded. I mean literally folded. I think it went with the first load of scrap to Wilton's back, sure, must be 2 years ago now. It just kind of completely folded in on itself. I don't know what they were trying to lift or dig or whatever. But the other option was I was going to buy a double bale handler. Both were in or around the same cost. There wasn't a lot in it, and it was like, I have a single bale handler, but double bale handler is twice as fast, but I need a bucket because I don't have a bucket, and if I want to go out grain, I'm going to have to borrow a bucket. So I said I buy a bucket instead of a double bale handler. Can't buy ever. So next year maybe we'll buy a double bale handler, but for this year we just have to do it the old way, the way we've done it for a long time. I'm looking at it there, the bale handler we have on, I'll just show you. We bought it in Johnston's quite some time ago, because it still has the Johnston's John Deere stickers on it. So you have Johnston's Massey sticker on that, and you have Johnston's John Deere sticker on the back. So that's when they used to be John Deere dealers. So everyone on the tractor come out of Johnston's. Well, that's around as long as I can ever remember. Anyways, we're gonna load up some more, or well, when I say load up, move more bales, and just keep at it. 6 minutes from when I left the field and back in the field. So that's not too bad. It's gonna take about an hour to move the bales. Not too bad, and that'll get shorter for every load I bring. So I should have all the bales moved out of here in 3/4 of an hour, or maybe even less if I'm time efficient. Anyways, we'll pick up this one on the back. I have my switch here, and you have that little green button on it is for fast down. So that's the thing that's on all the Masseys. Used to be on the armrest of most of them. So we're back in, we flick down. Make sure it's down, back into the bale. You hit it, lift it, forward, and away. Pick up the next one. And we are away again, moving bales. So Father Phil has came and loaded himself again. I was away, so my Liv's family is over, went out with breakfast for them, just to say hello. And just we'll have to move all the bales out of the wet corner of the field. That whole section there behind me, that is all very soft. That's why it hasn't been cleared yet. So just gonna do what I done the last time, bring the bales up as far as here, so easier for loading them, leave them in our lines for loading, and then I'll go back and finish moving the bales out of the other field, would be the plan. So just have to get the angles right now for popping down 2 bales at a time. But we get everything moved up this far, and it just simplifies loading, so we can't load in the wet spot. So speed the job up. There we go. Backwards, forwards. Yeah, we keep at it. And that is all the bales gathered up here, ready to load. So we've 2 load here ready to go, and I have 1 bale on the back, which I'll just bring back to the yard on the tractor, because it makes no point. There's literally just 2 load and 1 bale, so couldn't work out much better than that, because we literally just have 1 bale to bring back to the yard and then load up what's at the yard. Just have to wait. I'll give him a ring, see where he is, and second trailer, George coming back to us after dinner to get the rest of it down, so we should have it all down in a reasonably good time now. But have to say, the 5S, oh, lovely tractor for loading with. Lovely tractor. The soft hands is damn good now. I think it's better than our all soft hands we have. Just catches the bale nice, holds it nice, because both sides open equally. You don't end up with where you're trying to open and you have this side opening and that side's not opening. You know, it all opens equally. Has a little bit of play in it, so you're not too badly caught. If your steering wheel caught, you'll give a little bit. No, it's not bad now. I have to say, they've done a great job. In my mind, I think the 5S is an awesome looking tractor. That silver cab, you know, red, the loader with the bit of red on it, I think it's looks the business. We wait now and we get the next load loaded, and then another load loaded, and we're back at the yard. So we're down to 1 load here. We're going to go back to the house now. It's absolutely peeing rain, and you can see the ground starting to get a little bit greasy of itself. Alright, the 1 bale left to do, so we're going to go home now and start getting bales up from the bottoms, so that we can get that loaded and then get back and have a next load ready. So pressure's on me to get 16 bales up out of the bottoms to be ready for the next load. So we're heading down the bottoms to get the bales. There's a horrid black sky brewing there. I hope it's going a that way and not a this way, because we could just do without it now. The flood is just receding, like I mean just receding. It's still up. We get another day's heavy rain, we're back up again. So myself, I'm in the 5S, and Troy is behind me there in the 3075, and we have me cousin's low loader on, little blue low loader he uses for moving his digger bout. We just borrowing that just to help bring up extra bales per run, so we'll put 3 bales on him, I'll carry 2, and that'll be 5 bales up each time, and we only have to do this run 9 times, so it won't be too bad, because we will not get down here with the big trailers to load, so everything has to be brought up to the yard. So we're just going to cut the 1 track across the field, and we'll just have to take it out of it next year with the harrow. That's just the downside to the wet weather and our silage ground being that's the dry end of a wet farm. Anyways, the maize is also looking amazing. It is some height in the middle of it. It's unreal. Anyways, we go down and get these bales brought up, and it is absolutely bulling rain. That black cloud headed straight for us. Oh, I don't know how long we're going to be able to keep cattle out. I keep telling myself this week they're going, the first of them are going in, and Father Phil's like, no, keep them out, just keep them out, and we're just trying to get by. But if the bottoms gets flooded again, we're just back grazing it now, but if it gets flooded again, we have to go in. I can't see how we can. It's just not possible. Not possible. At least we have our silage made. Whole crop now next week, we reckon. But yeah, it's a bloody nightmare. Sun is back out, but you can see the ground and you can see the windows. That's just for me driving across the field with relative speed. You're not mad speed, but it's gonna take a good wash now. But the ground is just, oh. Also, the crows have decided they want to come now. There hasn't been any damage so far, but it won't be long doing it with this many crows in the field. Keep moving the ones furthest away, keep moving them back, keep disturbing these. Gotta love an Irish summer. To be honest now, we've had 2018 was the first dry summer we had, and we had 4 years in a row. 2019, 2020, 21, 22, all were pretty good years, good summers. This is the first summer we've had wet in quite some time, so like I know we're giving out about, but at the same time, we can't win every year. You forget how hard it is when you haven't had one in a while. That's all. That is literally the only difference. So yeah, another bale on. We'll pick up a front one, and then I don't know how many more rounds. I don't think, you know, the field is getting a bit light now. You know, we're getting there. We're getting there. So we're going up with a load. You can see we're just sticking. We'll cut this track and we'll take it over next spring or next summer, whenever it tries come with the load there. As I heard, I think in June I cut all of that light colour grass in there, and you can see where Eric, when he went down to row it, he didn't stay up on the dry ground. He just went out into where it was wet and he went down. That was before the rain. It's type of going, but one day I just wanted to show us we're holding a bale like this drive into the yard without any issues. Don't have to let it down. The 6480, and I think it's a Ross. I don't know what variety of soft hand we actually have, but our soft hands, you get about to the pass and then you'd have to let it down, re-grab it, because she'd be slipping in the soft hands. But it's not a problem with this. We can just keep on rolling. There's the bales that we made off them few bits there. Oi, it's rough. Oi, we're getting there though. We are getting there. So that's the first trailer load loaded out of the yard. We're going back down to ring up the rest of them. As you seen there, Troy was patching bales, the crows, they're bloody fleecing them. And when we started this morning, when we got here like at, I don't know what time it was, 11 o'clock or even earlier, when we started bringing bales out here, no bit of bother, not a crow, no bit of damage. And well, they descended on them now. What can we do? We keep going. Also, yeah, that timber shed isn't looking great, but we'll get round to it. It has to get a bit of work done before it can go in. So, yeah, just keep going. Lots of work to be done. And that is the last two bales all gathered in. So we actually got away not too bad bringing in the bales. We marked the ground, and what I mean by mark is where you can actually kind of see where we drove. You know, that bit of blackness to it, but we didn't leave any tracks. We left no tracks, which I'm very happy with. I was expecting to leave tracks even where we're cutting across and going that way. No tracks, but once we get out the other side we have tracks. But hey, this is what it is. That's the last two bales off the field. So bring these up and the few that's lined up out here up to the yard, load them. I think we're down to the last 3 load or 2 load. There's 1 load up there, and then we have this many, and then we have 13 to go up. I think we're down to the last 2 load. We get these up to the yard and we get loaded. So we're just here loading up the last load of bales in the field. So we have all the bales up from the bottoms, and we're now back up here. Father Phil's taking the last load from here, and then George has 1 load to take from the yard of the last bales we brought up, and we're done. We are done. Last 2 load. Happy days. Well and truly tested out this 5S and its capabilities when this is done. So yeah, just keep on. I tell you, it's a very nice machine when you're using your 2 hands, but when you're trying to use 1 hand and hold the camera, it's never that easy. We get Father Phil loaded up with bales and send him on his way. We get back to the yard and give this tractor a good wash off, because it deserves it now after all this moving of bales. And there we have the last load of bales loaded, and that is us finished with bales of silage for this year. for moving, and well, no, we have bales as well. I'll have to get back and feed the cattle at some point. But apart from that, I'm just going to move this round beside the power washer here, so that Troy can give it a wash off. I have to go baling, I know, after all the rain, but still has to be done. So what can I say? I've moved a lot of bales with it, double-handled bales, triple-handled bales. She's dirty now. The bottoms, getting the bales up this far was hard. Troy's just going to go straight into washing it there now, just to knock the dirt off it, and then I'll give it a good wash and a good valet before it goes back to Johnston's, because it's only the right thing to do. But what do I think? For handling the bales, she's 100%. Even without a bale on the back, she was well able to carry just a bale in the front, load it, do whatever needed to do. The hydraulics are just up, down. She's an incredible loader tractor, as you probably might have seen from the time-lapse footage, that I literally only used the steering wheel and the joystick. The joystick has forward and reverse on it, it has up and down gears, and it has the extra button then to open and close the hustelr soft hands, and you didn't have to touch anything else except for when you were working that. But very, very useful. And I didn't notice, I know I've said it in the last few videos, but I haven't noticed the steering being an issue this time. It didn't feel like it was, no, you know, a poor turning circle. But she done exactly what I said in the tin. But a superb loader tractor, I have to give it that. The soft hands, okay. Soft hands are soft hands. They've done exactly what they said in the tin. And we are finished up now at moving all the bales. Miserable outside. Tractor is semi-washed. We have to give another wash and good old polish and brighten and get the hoover in the cab and whatnot before we leave it back. But just on the tractor and how I got on with using it for the loader work, for doing all the bales and that, quite good. One thing that I really enjoyed was this joystick. You had forward, reverse, you had up and down gears, and you had your button over and back. So I literally, one hand was always on the steering wheel, one hand was always on this, except for when I had to flick up and down my rear lift. But I wasn't flicking forward and back, up and down the shuttles and flicking it. You were just doing it all on the joystick, which I thought was very, very nice. The one thing is just, I have to kind of lean forward a little bit to use it. That's just, I'm 6'2" and I kind of sit further back, so it's just outside of my bit of a reach, but it's not too bad. The turning circle, which while I was mowing and I was baling, I was like, doesn't seem that tight. I didn't find any issue with it while I was loading bales. I thought it was grand, it was tight enough. It didn't cross my mind like, geez, I thought this would be a bit tighter. So that is what that is. But other than that, like, fierce handy loading tractor. She up and down the lift, not a bit of bother to it. Really nice at loading the bales now. Even when we had no bale on the back and just a bale in the front, she was very much no bother. She didn't feel like she was lifting off the back end, or same when with a bale on the back. Now if with two bales in the back, that would have been interesting, but don't have that. That's the crack. So no, got on the finest at loading. Very, very nice loader tractor for loading the bales, an all round nice tractor. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed today's video. As always, please like and subscribe to the channel. Videos every Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday. That is it for me. Good luck.